Hi everybody, my name is Rupa, working as assistant professor in Chevrolet Engineering College. I'm dealing the subject power electronic controllers and drives. And today's topic is 4-quadrant operation with field control. So now we will see the problem. A motor of example before example 4.3 is fed by a 4-quadrant chopper control by method 3. Previous classes we have discussed about this method. The source voltage is 230 volts and the frequency of operation is 400 volts. Fine. If the motor operation is required in the second quadrant, if you want to change the quadrant from 4 to second at a rated torque and 300 RPM, calculate the duty ratio. Second one, what should be the value of the duty ratio if the motor is working in the third quadrant at 400 RPM and half of the rated torque? Okay, so first we have to find out the rated conditions. ER is equal to 230 volts minus IA is equal to 90 and R is equal to given as 0.115 in before examples. Please go through that. So ER is equal to 230 minus 90 into 0.115, that is equal to 219.7 volts you will get. So first one, if the motor operation is required in the second quadrant at the rated torque and 300 RPM, calculate the duty ratio. So delta you have to find out. So from equation 4.39, I can say that IA is equal to 2V into delta minus 0.5 minus E by RA. This is equation 4.39. So from this we can find out the delta. Remaining all we have to substitute the values. So as the motor is working in second quadrant, therefore current will be negative. Sorry, third quadrant, current, second quadrant only, current will be negative. So IA is equal to minus 90 amperes and E is equal to 300 by 500 into ER. That is equal to N2 by N1 into ER. N2 is given as 300 RPM and in the problem in the given data 500 RPM is there. Okay, so N2 is 300, N1 is 500. So N2 by N1 into ER. That is equal to 300 by 500 into ER is what we have calculated starting to 19.7. That is equal to 131.8 volts. So substitute all the values. RA is 0.115, E is equal to 131.8 and V is equal to 230 volts and IA is equal to minus 90. So if you substitute all the known values, only unknown value is one thing, duty ratio. That is the first bit. So duty ratio is equal to 0.76. Next. Second one, we have to again calculate the value of duty ratio if the motor is working in the third quadrant at 400 RPM and half the rated torque. So as we are taking the half the rated torque, we have to take the current value also half value. So IA is equal to minus 45 amperes, actually 90 amperes. So minus 45, 90 by 2. So half the rated torque in third quadrant means third also minus we have to take. So IA is equal to minus 45. E is equal to RPM given is N2 by N1. So N2 is given as 400 divided by 500 N1 into 219 rated value. That is, it is in negative. So third quadrant will be minus voltage also. Both minus current and voltage are negative. So minus. So E is equal to minus 400 by 500 into 219.7. That is equal to minus 175.7. So if you substitute the values in same 4.39 equation, only the delta value is unknown. From that we have to calculate the delta value. Delta value is equal to 0.11. So this is the last problem. Next one topic is there, closed loop. Before going to the closed loop, we have to complete this simple topic, 4 quadrants operation with field control. So when we are taking the field control, it is required for getting the speeds which are higher than the base speed. So we are having a base speed, but if you take the four quadrant operation, if you operate it with field control, we can go for higher speeds than the rated values. And the transient response should also be very fast in this one. Okay, and this four quadrant operation, it is obtained by combination of field and armature controls, both field and armature controls. Actually, we are doing only armature control. So both the armature and field, if they are supplied by class D two quadrant choppers, we have discussed them in before 4.13 figures. The reversal switch RS, it is employed for field reversal. And the armature chopper, it provides the operation in the first and four quadrants with a positive field current. And suppose if the operation is in second and third quadrants, there will be a negative field current. So when the field current or connection is to be reversed, first the field current should be reduced to 0. Okay, so this what we are using. Class D two quadrant chopper, it allows the reversal of field terminal voltage and it forces the field current to become 0 fastly. The main advantage of this circuit is it is very low cost when compared to class E four quadrant chopper. Okay, so because as this is having very low current ratings of for this field chopper, it is very less expensive. This is the four quadrant operation with field control. Next one is closed loop control of AC drives. So this will be mainly dealing when a steady state accuracy requirement cannot be satisfied in the open loop configuration. Actually, we are having two types of configurations, open loop and closed loop, right? So if the in steady state, if you are not very getting accurate values and we are not satisfied with those approximate values, then we can choose for the closed drives. Okay, so this will give accurate steady state performances because we are providing here additional feedback loops. These will be provided for limiting the parameters to a safe or acceptable limits, so that if you do that, we will get a improvement in the dynamic performance. So here we mainly consider with closed loop variable speed drives, which are widely used in industries only. Actually, these ratings of the drives will be ranging from fractional kilowatts to 10,000 kilowatts and more also. And closed loop rectifier drives, these are more widely used than the chopper drives. So in the view of this, I am explaining all these closed loop DC drives. Only the main examples which are used in the chopper drives I will be going to explain. So first one, single quadrant variable speed drive. In that, armature voltage control at constant field. So the basic one, the basic scheme for this closed loop speed control system, which is employing this current limit control, it is also known as parallel current control. This I am showing you in figure A. Omega M star here. This one is omega M star. This will be setting the speed reference. Okay, and a speed, a signal proportional to the motor speed, a signal will be exactly proportional to the motor speed. It is obtained from the speed sensors. and the speed sensor's output is filtered to remove the AC ripple and it is compared with the speed reference. So if the speed error is processed through a speed controller, the output of the speed controller VC will be adjusting the rectifier firing angle alpha such that it will make the actual speed close to the reference value. Okay, so this speed control is usually a PI. PI means proportional and integral control. And these mainly serves three purposes. First one is it stabilizes the drive, and second one is it adjusts the damping ratio at a desired value, and third one is it makes the steady state speed error close to zero by integral action, and it also filters the noise due to internal actions. While you are using the proportional integral in closed loop control system, PD and PID, that means PD means proportional and differential. PID means proportional, integral and differential controllers are also often used here. But out of this, only PI is more useful, and these are not preferred in converter drives because there is a presence of substantial noise and ripple in the current and speed feedback signals also. Okay, so these drives will be employing current limit control, and the operation of which it has been explained in previous sections is also there. So as long as this IA will be less than Ix, where here we are taking the Ix as a maximum permissible value of IA. As long as IA is less than Ix, even a small amount or even a large amount, a large output signal is produced by the threshold circuit. So there the current control will be overriding the speed control, and the speed error is corrected essentially at a constant current which is equal to the maximum permissible value. When speed reaches or it is reaching close to the desired value, IA will be falling below Ix. So the current control goes out of action and speed control takes over. So in this scheme, at any given time, the operation of the drive is mainly controlled either by speed control loop or a current control loop. So that's why it is called as parallel current control. Next, there is other scheme of closed loop speed control. This is figure B, drive with inner current control loop. So it employs an inner current control loop within the outer speed loop. And the speed loop is essentially the same as just I described before only. So same as a current limit control only, and the operation of inner current control loop will be explained already before sections. So the speed error here is processed through the PI controller. Okay, so before I have explained you three purposes, same this PI control will be serving the same purposes there also. And the output of the speed controller EC, it is applied to the current limiter. The output of the speed controller, it is applied to the current controller, current limiter. And this sets the current reference IA for the inner current loop. This IA star will be set by the current limiter for the inner current loop. So the armature current IA is now sensed by the current sensor. Here it is sensed by the current sensor, filtered, and it is preferably by an active filter. It is nothing but the filter removes the AC ripples and compares the current with the reference IA star. So the current error is now processed through the PI. PI controller, which enables to achieve just mentioned three objectives what I have mentioned. And the output of the current controller VC, the output of the current controller VC, it adjusts the converter firing angle so that the actual speed is brought to the value which is set by the speed command omega m dash. So any positive speed error, it causes by the it causes either by increasing or in the speed command or by increasing in total load torque. So this produces high current reference Ix dash. Okay, so this, due to the production of this large one, the motor accelerates due to the increase in IA to correct the speed error, and finally it settles down at the new value Ix dash, which makes the motor torque and the load torque equal, and the speed error will be close to zero there. So if you take any large positive errors, the current limiter saturates and the current reference IA star, it is limited to a value IAX star. And whatever you are driving the circuit, this is not allowed to exceed the maximum permissible value. These speed errors, these are corrected at a maximum permissible armature current until the speed error becomes small and the current limiter comes out of saturation. So now the speed error is corrected with Ix less than the permissible values. Only less than the permissible values are allowed here. And the negative speed error will be setting the current reference Ix dash at a negative value. So as we all know that the motor current will not reverse. So a negative IA star, it has Ix star, it has no use, but it charges the PI controller. And now when the speed error will be becoming positive, the charger PI controller will be taking a longer time to respond. So it causes unnecessary delay in the circuit, because PI controller will take lot of time to respond. So the current limiter is therefore, it is arranged to set a zero current reference for negative speed curves. And as we are saying that speed control loop and the current control loop are in cascade, the inner control loop is also called as cascade control. It is also called as current guided control. And this procedure, it is more commonly used than the current limit control because it is having some advantages. The first one is it provides faster response to any supply voltage disturbance. It provides faster responses, and a decrease in the supply voltage, it will be reducing the motor current and torque. So in current limit control, the speed will be falling because the motor torque is less than the load torque, but it is not changed there. And the resultant, what we are getting, the speed error, it is brought to the original value by setting the rectifier firing angle at a lower values only. This response of the drives, it is mainly, the response of the drive is mainly governed by the mechanical time constant. If you decrease the motor current due to the decrease in supply voltage, it produces a current error. So when the current error is produced, it changes the rectifier firing angle to bring the armature current back to the original value. And the transient response, it is now governed by the electrical time constant of the motor. Since electrical time constant of the drive is much small compared to the mechanical time constant, this inner current control, it provides a faster response to supply voltage disturbances. This is the first advantage. Second one, if you are taking for a particular firing schemes, the rectifier and the control circuit together, they have a constant gain under continuous conduction. So the drive now is designed for this gain to set the damping ratio at 0.707. It gives a overshoot of 5%. Under discontinuous conduction, this gain will be reducing. If there is higher reduction in the conduction angle, the greater the reduction will be in the gain. And the drive response will be becoming sluggish is in discontinuous conduction, and it is progressively decreasing as the conduction angle reduces. And the inner current loop, this provides a closed loop around the rectifier and the control circuit. So if any variations in their gain, this has much less effect on the drive performance. So transient response of the drive with the inner current loop, it is superior for the normal current limit control. In normal current limit control, the current must first exceed the permissible value before the current limit action has to be initiated. But since the firing angle cannot be changed only at discrete levels, current overshoot can occur before the current limiting it becomes effective. So small motors are more tolerant to high transient currents. So to obtain a fast transient response, much higher transient currents, these are allowed by selecting a large size rectifier. We have to select a large size rectifier. Now the current regulation, this is only needed for abnormal values of current only. In such values, due to simplicity, we are taking the current limit control, it is explained. So now both the schemes have different responses for the increase and decrease in the speed command. Suppose if you decrease the speed command, at the most, you can make the torque equal to 0 also. And it cannot be reversed because braking is not possible here. The drive will be decelerating mainly due to the low torque only. So there is no concept of reverse. As the low torque, we know that it is very low. The response to it to decrease the speed command will also be slow. So these drives are suitable for applications where we need large torque, low torques, such as paper, printing machines, pumps, and blowers also. Now, how will the field will be weakened? We will see here. So field weakening. So if you see the figure before 5.1 figure, so this figure can provide speed control up to the base speed only. If you want to go above the base speed, feed control must be combined with the armature voltage control. Okay, so in between the speed control from 0 to base speed, we should do the maximum field by armature voltage control, and control above the base speed should be done by field weakening at the rated armature voltage method. So this will be shown in figure 5.2. This is an inner current control scheme. It has an additional loop for the field control. That's all. So now the field control current is controlled by the control rectifier. this one. If you go into the operation, this field control loop, it has the back EMF E is equal to VA minus IARA. If it is compared with the reference voltage E here, it is compared with the reference voltage E here. This E actually will be chosen from 0.85 to 0.95 of the rated armature current. So for low armature circuits, we have to use higher values. And the speeds below the base speed, the field controller, it will be saturating due to large values of error ER. And we are applying the rated voltage across the field also. So this gives us maximum field current for the motor operation, which is operated below the base speed. When it reaches close to the base speed, the field of the controller, it comes out of saturation. Now we have there is a reference vector or reference speed omega m star. It is set for the speed which is above the base speed. That means a positive error, it is produced in the current reference. And it is set for higher values also. Now the motor will be accelerating and the back EMF E will be increasing and field control loop ER will be decreasing. So this decrease will decrease the field current. So the motor and the speed continues to increase. So in this process, what happens? There will be decreasing in the field current. So until the motor speed is set at the value which is denoted by omega m, this will be continuing. Now as the speed error E omega m, it will be very, very small. VA will be returned to the value which is close to the original value. So we can say that speed control above the base speed, it is obtained by field weakening. With the armature control, armature terminal voltage will be maintained near the rated values only. So we should not exceed the armature terminal voltage. If you say in the field weakening region, the drive will be responding very slow due to the large field time constant. And field forcing, it is sometimes used for improving the transient response. It is more response than the control before we see the equipment. If you want to use this half control rectifier, you can easily use it. But there are some restrictions for the full control rectifier. Because there is a possibility, there is a need for reverse of the voltage. And a fully controlled rectifier, what we are using here, it can reduces the field current much faster than the half control rectifier. That's why you are using only full control rectifier. Now there are various blocks in the closed loop drive. So these blocks are explained briefly. The first one is speed sensing, and second one is current sensing. Third one is PI controller. So these are very, very important. So we will go through in the next classes. If at all you are coming, if you come to the speed sensing, there will be two methods adopted. These are used for speed sensing, including voltage sensing and the use of tachometers also. As we know that speed is proportional to the back EMF at a constant left field. So field control is not used and speed can be sensed by measuring the back EMF, that is equal to VA minus IARA. So all this we will be discussing in next class, speed sensing, current sensing.